I want everyone, 62 of, in fact, all the 61 should be able to solve this question ASAP. And please send the answers to me privately. Don't put it in the everyone section. It creates a disturbance to others. I think we have answers. 1 rupees ke 12 coins, 2 rupees ke 7. Very, very good. Okay. Answer is correct. Of course, ये गलत हो ही नहीं सकता था. Find the number of the test. How many of you have solved it orally? कितनों ने ये क्वेश्चन orally कर लिया? No pen paper used. Good. Partially. Okay. ठीक है, Susie. यहाँ पे of course you have 2 ways to do this question again. So first is let x be the number of 1 rupee coin, y be the number of 2 rupee coin, x plus y is 18, x plus 2y is equals to 24. Solve this equation, get x, get y. That is the standard conventional way which you have been using until now, right? I think at least some of you would have used the same method, right? So, which is fine at least until now, but the method that you should follow going forward, at least in the subsequent slides, the questions that I've put in is, and try to understand this method. See, if I tell you, so what I'll do is I'll always assume कि let जो भी दोनों में से lower वाला value है, here lower value is 1 rupee, so I'll assume let all the coins be of 1 rupee. So if all the coins are of 1 rupee, then I will have how many rupees in total? Just unmute and speak up. If you have all the 18 coins of 1 rupee, you'll have 18 rupees in total, right? But you want the total rupee to be 24, which means how much extra amount do you want now? 6 rupees? 6 rupees has to be extra because you only have 18 if you have all the 1 rupee coin, but you need 24, so you need 6 rupees extra. Now, of course, this 6 rupee should come from the other denomination, which is 2 rupee coin. And I know if I add 1 2 rupee coin, it is going to give me an incremental value of 1 rupee, right? You have a 1 rupee coin, you have a 2 rupee coin. If you add a 2 rupee coin, you basically get an incremental value of rupees 1, which is essentially rupees 2 minus rupees 1 is equals to rupees 1. So to be able to get rupees 6 ka incremental value, you would need 6 2 rupees coins, which means if you have 6 2 rupees coin, you will have 12 1 rupee coin. Clear? And you can solve it orally, just visualizing things. Naman, is this clear? This oral method that I have mentioned? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can anyone tell me what was this method? Anyone who wants to be confident of their knowledge and just revise what I've just said on how to solve this question without equation. Any volunteer? Come on.
So first we'll assume that all the coins are of lower denominations, and then we will check for the difference in the amount that is we are lagging behind.
Okay.
And the incremental value of the higher coin over the lower coin. Those many coins are need to be added so that we'll get to that number.
Sure. And I hope you're not remembering this. It makes logical sense, right? If you're remembering it, it's a problem, right?
No.
Okay, perfect. So now I want all of you to apply. Guys, if you still are not able to understand this method, stop me here because the next few slides are the application of the same method. Ankur, clear hai? This is clear?
Clear.
Okay. Then please tell me this question. And Ankur, I want an answer from you. Okay. Ankur, let's do. Just unmute and then let's try to solve it together. Okay.
I couldn't solve it, but let's go. So there are total 84 heads. So the sum will be 84 of peacocks and rabbits. So going by the earlier method, we will assume that all those 84 are peacocks.
Why peacocks?
So the legs for peacocks will be 2 and for rabbits will be 4. I'm
Good.
assuming.
I hope you guys know this, because otherwise also if you assume ki peacock has 4 legs and rabbit has 4 legs, so total legs has to be a multiple of 4, but here the number is 222, which is not a multiple of 4, which means you'll think again ki nahi, there has to be some error, and the only error could have been peacock ke legs. Yeah, Ankur, go on.
So then 84 peacocks. So then total number of legs will be 168 in that case.
Okay,
and,
good.
But we have 222 legs. So the difference is 222 minus 168 is 54. So
54,
difference,
good.
yeah. So we want 54. So when we add one rabbit and we remove one peacock, we have an incremental value of 2, right?
Correct. Very good.
154 by 2, 27.
No, it was not 154, it was 54.
Sorry, 54. Yeah. So
Yeah.
227. So 27.
Correct. Rabbits are there.
Yes.
Which means how many peacocks are there?
So 84 minus 27. So minus 2.
57.
57, right? So how you do it? It's 27, 84. So first of all, try to add 7 so that it becomes 34. And then 84 minus 34 is 50. So 50 plus 7 is 57. Okay, you were able to solve it now.
Yes.
Answer is absolutely 57,27. I hope everyone understood the explanation given by Ankur. That is absolutely perfect. This is the answer. Okay. Shall we move on to the next concept?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Again, try to solve it orally. Okay, you'll explain me, Sanika, that how should we solve this? Yeah, start.
Okay, 15 years hence, matlab 15 years from now.
Okay.
So, m plus 15 is equal to 2 into m minus 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So solving this, you get 45.
Okay. So that's the answer. But any reason why you assumed the present age is X? See, if you just read the question, 15 years hence, a man would be twice as old as he was 15 years ago. So now had you assumed that his age 15 years ago is say X, okay? So his age after 15 years becomes 2X, which means from 15 years in the past to 15 years in the present, the difference is 30 years. And the difference is actually X to 2X. So the difference here is X, which means the value of X has to be 30. And X here was the age 15 years ago. So present age will be 30 plus 15, 45. So in that case, you wouldn't have to make any equation. You will be able to solve it orally. But then, yeah, there's a high chance that in the option you will have 30 as an option. And if you solve it in this manner, you say X equals to 30 and then you just mark answer as A. This happens with most of the good students as well. So make sure what is being asked. You have to find out present age and not the age that was 15 years ago. Clear answer is 45, a very, very simple, straightforward question. But the only key to learn here is you will definitely have such questions as well in CAT. Out of 34 questions that come, last year I remember there were around 10 to 11 questions in algebra. So I went to the exam center, I was in slot 3. There were easily 10 to 11 questions. And what happened was, I think 1 or 2 months before to CAT, I just took this entire algebra workshop. So I was like very confident with the algebra, and there were directly 11 questions from algebra, and those were like sitters. So all of these questions were like easily solvable in 30-40 seconds per question. So that really gives you a lot of boost. And then there was certain question of arithmetic, again, simple questions. So out of 34, at least 15 to 20 questions, if you have chosen and seen all the 34 questions properly, you'll find these as doable questions, like really easy level of questions. And then remaining, say around 8 to 10 questions will be moderate level. If you have studied, if you've attended the workshops, if you've done your assignments well, if you have watched all the remedial sessions, and if you have solved 30-40 mocks, you'll be able to nail this 8 to 10 questions as well. Challenge comes in the remaining 3-4 questions, 5 to 6 questions. These are difficult level questions. So it's absolutely fine. You just leave these 5 to 6 questions. Out of 34, you'll be able to solve what? 26, 27 questions. And you will easily score 99.8% quant. That easy has been the level of quant in the last 3-4 years. Quant is not coming as difficult. It's just coming as tricky. So for example, in this question that I've just solved, you will have options that you'll be lured to mark, yeah, x equals to 30, you'll just mark 30 as the option, and then you'll come back and regret कि नहीं पूछा तो कुछ और था. Questions में not लगा देंगे. So that sort of trick and attentiveness is what they check. But quant has been coming relatively easier, so it's easier to score in quant these days. You just have to choose the right question. Okay, enough of Gyan. Let's move on. Next question. You can use pen and paper here.
Sir, can you please repeat the option?
See, options don't make any sense to you if you have none of these in that. And I'll always give you none of these as a fourth option. So just solve the question and Chaitanya, go on.
Yeah, so let the percentage of A, person A is A and person B is B. And then he said A is telling to B that when I was 350 or your percentage, you were 5/7 of my
percentage of A is already given. So can I put 28 here?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And this is you're saying B. Fair.
Yeah. So he says 3/5 for A. The previous age was 3/5 of B.
Okay.
And for B, it is 5/7 of A. So it is 5 into 420.
Okay.
So whatever age we have written here, this is in the same timeline, same time period. So the difference for both of them will be equal.
Okay. Can you tell me how do I solve it?
Yeah. So 28 minus 3 B by 5 is equal to B minus 20.
Okay.
You get 8 equal to 8B by 5.
So.
Oh, sorry.
Your answer was 5, right?
Yeah.
How much it should be?
30.
30. What was the mistake?
Here, B minus 20 ke jagah I wrote 20. 28 minus 20 I have done, so that is a mistake.
I think there were 3-4 students who have said 5. Samruddhi? 5
I
kaise?
did the same mistake. I did 28 minus 20 instead of 28 plus 20.
And you know, that is how examiners also set the options. कि यार बच्चा क्या गलती कर सकता है? उस हिसाब से they'll solve it and then they'll put it in the option. And that's what make CAT थोड़ा सा difficult. Dexter, is it clear to you? You said 33.33. And I think Samruddhi, you said none of these.
I substituted that. I got 5. Then I put 5 in the equation, and then I saw that Jabi A will be 3 years old.
5
Jabi
तो हो
B
गई नहीं
will not be
satisfied,
born.
And
Yeah.
you have gotten
So
5
it
because you made the same mistake?
Yeah.
अरे यार, come on. ठीक है. Anyone else wants to share their mistakes? Anshika, 32 kaise? See, I mean, clearly it has to be a multiple of 5, right? 3 by 5 of B hai. So it has to be a multiple of 5. So अगर 4 options hai, say if you have options as 22, 28, 32 and 30, if these are the options, I would not even solve this question. I will say A tells B when I was 3/5 of your present age and present age of B nikalni hai. I'll first of all, the first thing that I would do is see the option. Oh, 3/5 of B. So it has to be 30 only because it has to be multiple of 5. I will not even check it. Very confidently, I'll move on to the next question. because it's an MCQ, you have to have an answer and it has to be multiple of 5. So there's only one option. Clear, everyone? Naman, why you were not able to solve this? Nikita, clear?
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay. So, okay. So before moving further, let me just tell you one concept. Again, it's not really a concept. So see, what we guys have done is we have taken the difference, right? 28 minus 3 by 5x is equals to x minus 20. Now, if you just rearrange this, it comes out as 28 plus 20 is equals to x plus 3 by 5x, right? So, and we have seen it live that there were many students who made a blunder of writing x minus 20 as 20 minus x. ये mistake होती है exam pressure में. So ये mistake ना हो उसके लिए एक trick or maybe एक shortcut you can remember कि what you have to do is whenever you have such age problems, right, you have to make this table A and B, present age और कहीं की भी मतलब 10 साल पुरानी 20 साल पुरानी or maybe future age. So you just make this table कि what is the present age and what is the age at some x duration. And then what you do is instead of taking the difference, you just do additions, cross additions. So what now you have to do is always when you see this question, there is absolutely no chance of error. What you will do is you'll simply say, "Acha, theek hai, I have made this table. Now it has to be cross addition. So 20 plus 20, 48 is equals to 8x by 5. So x has to be 30. So isme, because it is addition, it is irrespective of the order. And from where I'm saying cross addition, because it is essentially the same. If you just rearrange the terms, it comes out as cross addition. So this is the proof and this is the method, and this will avoid your mistakes. Clear? Sabko? Kya method hai? Fine. So next is a challenger question for everyone. Here it is. So by the way, from our experience of CAT, these are the kind of questions that students tend to be afraid of क्योंकि size बड़ा है question का and they'll read it, काफी iterations हो रही होगी and they'll be like, चलो यार, let's just leave this question and move. So if you are able to master this and यहाँ पे अगर confidence gain कर लिया, algebra will be like a really cakewalk for you. I think time is up, guys. And let's see who was able to solve it. Agreed. Kishan, very good. I think that is in fact the method that I wanted everyone to solve. Can you unmute yourself and explain everyone? How did you solve it within say 15 seconds?
No, sir, I did not solve
Sir.
it in 15 seconds. I took a lot of time, but then later I realized that
Okay.
in the first case it has to be multiple of 3.
Multiple of 3, and there is only one option.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So very fair point. See, the question was Sita took 1/3 of the mints, but returned 4. And the question says how many mints were originally there in the bowl. So I know 1/3 of the mints were taken, which means mints have to be a multiple of 3. I intentionally changed the options to have only one option, which was a multiple of 3, and the answer was D within 10 seconds. Need not solve this question. It was a direct question. Yeah, Rinta, good.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
if there were 2 options of multiple 3, then how could have we solved it in lesser time? By not solving questions and all.
Okay. I think, can anyone, like, is there any volunteer who wants to explain? I think most of you have solved this question correctly. If anyone wants to share their approach.
I did it by back calculation. Yeah, you can go ahead.
So we can check at every point, like after 1/3 were taken, 2/3 will be left and plus 4. So that should be again multiple of 4 because then again 1/4 were taken.
Okay.
Like so on, keep on checking for
okay, fair.
if there are multiples of 3.
So let's assume. So again, like we have already seen how this question should have been solved by almost everyone. To have marked the answer is D. ये अंदर से हमको जो रहता है ना कि नहीं question मुझे properly solve करना है. We have to throw this away. CAT में it's all about marking the answer and not about knowing key subjective methods. So we'll have to learn this art, which will develop gradually over all the workshops that I'll take. Meanwhile, how this question could have been solved subjectively using a shorter method is how many mints were originally in the bowl. So see, it was given that Sita took 1/3 of the mints but returned 4 because she had a monetary pang of guilt. Then she took from the remaining thing and etc. etc. But see, the only static information that I have in this question is finally the bowl had 17 mints left when the raid was over. And I know just before the raid was over, Eswari, she took half of the remainder but threw 2 back in the bowl. Okay. So it is given to me that after Aishwarya has pegged, the final remaining bowls were 70. So I will use a bottom-up approach here, which I think some of the students have already used. Why? Because the final information that is given to me is static. If I start from the very beginning, I can do it, but then it's going to take me a lot of time because there are 4 to 5 iterations and then I'll be confused between variables and all. So what I'll do is rather than solving it in a conventional method, I'll do the other way around. I'll say that finally there were 17 mints. So what I'll do is I'll try to find, okay, maybe let me just number this. We started from Sita and then it was Fatima and then it was Eswar, right? And then final. So I know final is 17 balls. Now let's assume that Eswari initially had X balls, right? So I will assume that Eswari initially had X balls and then I'll try to find X. So it's given to me Eswari then took half of the remainder, which means she has taken X by 2, but threw 2 back in the bowl. So what's given to me that if Eswari had X mints, she has taken the half, which means X minus X by 2 is what will be remaining. She has taken the half, but then threw 2 back in the bowl, plus 2. This should be equals to 17. Is this clear? So what I'm doing is I'm trying to go step by step कि Eswari के पास कितने mints थे? Final 17 है. Eswari के पास, let's assume it was X. She has taken half, so X by 2 she has taken. Remaining will be X minus X by 2, which is X by 2. Plus, because she had thrown back 2 mints in the bowl, it will be plus 2. So X by 2 plus 2 is 17. X by 2 is 15. X has to be 30. So I know Eswari ke paas 30. Now again, Fatima then took 1/3 of what was left. So again, I'll assume that Fatima had X. She has taken 1/4. So remaining will be 3X by 4, but returned 3. Plus 3, it should be equals to 30. So 27, 9, 36. It has to be 36. Is this method making sense to you guys? Similarly, Sita took 1/3. So I'll assume that Sita had X originally. She has taken 1/3. So remaining will be 2/3. 2X by 3 and returned 4. So plus 4, it should be equals to 30. So it is 26, 13 and 13. Oh wait, I think I made a mistake here. Returned 4.
Equals
Should be equal to 36. Equals to 36.
Okay, equals to 36. This is not the value. This is the value. Should be equals to 36. Thanks. So this is 32 by 2, 16. 3 is a 48. So answer has to be 48. So this is a shorter method in which this question could have been solved. But then again, the person who has solved it directly by seeing the option. See, going forward, always make it a habit that you're seeing the option before jumping on to your notebooks. Clear? Everyone clear? Yes, no? Shall we move on?
I have a doubt. Like instead of saying 1/3, if I could have just said that the number had to be a multiple of 12. So will that make a difference, or it will be the same?
It will be a multiple of 12. And why 12?
Because we have 1/3, 1/4, and 1/2. Like I did solve it, but I thought that there is a mistake, so I went on calculating it.
Okay.
So will that make a difference?
I don't think so, because essentially, see, if you even solve by variables, you'll end up with the same equations where you'll have a factor of X by 12, or in fact, it's half, right? Yeah. So
yeah.
It should not make a difference. You could take LCM, but then 1/3 can be direct, but then if you have more options, then yes, this is how you can eliminate it.
So like we could go by X by, like the LCM of all the fractions could be a possible way of doing it if we have to.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And how you can prove this? Just maybe like, cross check it yourself. Don't believe me. Maybe this will be a good exercise. Assume the starting to be x and then follow the sequential method. So if you're having a
I
term of
did
x by,
this.
okay,
Like,
you did
I
this.
was able to solve it by seeing the options, assuming it was x by 12. But I thought that there might be a mistake, so I solved by taking x and going backward. So I could see that it was coming around x by 12 only.
Okay, perfect then. Because 12 is the LCM of 3, 4, and 2. So yeah, works. Okay, here's the next chocolate problem for everyone. By the way, the question also has a word chocolate. Oh, well, Pawan, yes. Your answer is right. Atul, it's correct. Mayur, good. I think 3 guys have gotten this. Samriti, Rishika, Naman, Nandani, Uncle. Let's see. So guys, if you're not able to solve these questions, do not worry. These are slightly advanced level questions. So it's absolutely fine if you're not able to solve these questions. Don't judge yourself कि नहीं आता है. The intent of this workshop is that you learn new things that you may not have seen या जो तुमसे ना हो वो वाले questions करने. ठीक है? So cool. Let's see here कि यहाँ पे क्या given है question. There are 12. Answer is 62 by the way. There are 12 students who are standing in a line. Okay, so let the students be 1, 2, 3, and 10, 11, and 12. Each having some number of chocolates. If first child attempts to double the number of chocolates with each of the remaining, he fails short by 5 chocolates. This line का मतलब क्या है? So what is it that the person is trying to say? If I say that so this first person, he's actually trying to double the number of chocolates with each of the remaining. And how is he trying? Matlab, say for example, if there are 5 person and the first person actually wants to double the number of things that other 4 has, इसका क्या मतलब होगा कि यार वो अपने में से he will give some items ताकि बाकी सबका item double हो जाए. So what I'll do is I will actually assume कि let these 2 to 12, right, second plus third plus fourth plus 12, let all of them in total had x chocolates earlier. So now when I'm saying कि one wants to double them, which means one actually wants to make x to 2x, which means one actually wants to add x more number of chocolates, right, from himself. But यहाँ पे एक question में क्या given है? When he tries to do it, he fails short by 5 chocolates, which means उसका intent तो है कि वो second to 12th को x chocolates दे दे. But what the question says is he is failing short by 5 chocolates. This actually means that the first person actually has x minus 5 chocolates, right? Because if this person had x chocolates, he would be very easily able to double the number of chocolates with second to 12. How? By giving all the chocolates to these people in some other way. And he'll be able to do it. But the question says that he's failing short by 5 chocolates. It means he's having x minus 5 chocolates. Now, the question says if the second child...
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But can you please explain this sentence? I'm not getting that sentence. If first child attempts to...
Okay, ठीक है. Say we have 2 persons, Nandini and say Samriti. ठीक है? You have, say Nandini has 10 chocolates, say Samriti has 5 chocolates. If the question says that Nandini is trying to double the number of chocolates that Samriti has, it basically means that Samriti has 5 chocolates. Nandini wants that Samriti doubles her number of chocolates, which means Samriti should have 10 number of chocolates, which actually means total number of chocolates to 15 ही है, right? Which means this additional 5 should actually come from Nandini, that Nandini will give 5 chocolates to Samriddhi and Nandini will have 5 chocolates and Samriddhi will have 10 chocolates. Does this make sense?
Yes.
That this is what is the meaning of doubling it. Now, for example, if I tell you
Sir,
Nandini, yeah.
Sir, the statement, I thought the child is trying to attempt double his chocolates, not the other way around that you said.
See, question says if the first child attempts to double the number of chocolates with each of the remaining, which means बाकी सबका chocolates double करने का try कर रहा है, right? he's attempting to double is the verb कि वो double कर रहा है, the number of chocolates with each of the remaining. This is the object कि बाकी सबके पास जो chocolates है उसको वो double करने का try कर रहा है.
Okay. I read it wrong. That's why I got it.
ठीक है. नंदिनी तुमको clear है मैंने क्या किया यहाँ पे? ठीक है. So now let us use the same concept here. ठीक है. So now what I'm saying is that the first person he is trying to double the number of chocolates with everyone. तो डबल का मतलब होता है कि यार पहले अगर x था तो मैं उसमें सेम नंबर अगर मैं ऐड कर दूंगा सो इट विल बी डबल, राइट? अगर मुझे ट्रिपल करना है सो इट्स बेसिकली एडिंग 2x. अगर मुझे 4 टाइम्स करना है इट्स बेसिकली एडिंग 3x. सो व्हेन आई एम सेइंग डबल करना है और 100% राइज करना है, देयर कैन बी मल्टीपल वेज ऑफ सेइंग द सेम थिंग. अगर मुझे डबल करना है तो बेसिकली जितना पहले है उतना ही मुझे उसको वापस देना पड़ेगा, राइट? तभी जाके नंबर डबल होगा. सो नाउ व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज आई हैड टू double the number of chocolates with second to 12th person, which means initially if they had x chocolates I have to give them additional x, but the question says that I'm failing short by 5 chocolates. मैं ऐसा नहीं कर रहा हूं क्योंकि मेरे पास 5 चॉकलेट्स कम है. इसका मतलब अगर x होती तो मैं डबल कर लेता, बट मेरे पास 5 कम है, so I have x minus 5 chocolates. Clear now? Nandini?
Yes.
Fair. So now let's move on to the next statement. If second child took 2 chocolates from each of the other children, he would have 35 chocolates less than what the first child initially had. So let us assume that the second child had y chocolates. Okay? Let's assume that the second child had y chocolates. So the question says if the second child took 2 chocolates from each of the other children. Other children matlab total there are 12 children. So other children will be a remaining 11 children. If he's taking 2 chocolates from each of the 11 children, which means in total he's taking 22 chocolates, which means he will have, initially he had y. If he takes 22 more chocolates, he will have y plus 22. Then this should be equals to 35 chocolates less than what the first child initially had. Now the first child initially had x minus 5. So the question says that now it has to be first child के पास जितना था minus 35. This is the second equation, which is basically y is equals to x minus 40 and this is 62. This is the second equation. Which, and मुझसे पूछा क्या है? Question has told me find the number of chocolates from 3rd to 12th. मुझसे पूछा क्या है? Be very attentive here. 3rd to 12th. I know 2nd to 12 के पास कितनी है? X है. 2nd to 12 के पास the 2nd to 12th guy in total had x chocolates, right? That was my assumption. The question is asking 3rd to 12th, which means I have to subtract the number of chocolates that the second guy had, which was y. So I had to find the value of x minus y. So from here I can simply see that x minus y is nothing but 62. I don't have to solve it further. Is this clear? It was a very, very good question, because there was not much to do. It was all about how you are visualizing the problem. Everyone, maza aa raha hai? Are you liking it? Interesting questions. Easier once you have solved it, but looks difficult before you have solved it. है ना? But see, the idea is I've tried to cover almost all the varieties of concept of questions here, so that next time you see any such question, you would know, अच्छा यार ये तो मैंने workshop में attend किया, this is the book, and you'll be able to solve it fast. Perfect.
So that's all for today. I hope you all have learned something new. So yeah, stay tuned and press the subscribe button to be notified on the next video.